Hello everybody, warm welcome. Nice to see all of you. I just saw that gong there at the side. I thought if we put it here, then at the end of the meditation I kind of wing for people who fall asleep. Anyway, today, now we're doing the guided meditation. If you've come for the introduction to meditation, if you're new to meditation, that is in the room to the right here, outside of the door, to the right. But you're also welcome to be here if you want. Yeah, so there's a little hall there to the side. You'll see some people there. This is the advanced meditation class. No, not really, because I'm probably teaching very much the same things. But if we sit for a little bit longer here, and that is... for some people, a bit challenging when they start out. Anyway, so what I'll do is to talk a little bit about meditation, not in too much detail, and then we just meditate together for about 45 minutes. And afterwards, there's some time for questions if you want. One problem with that is always you get nice and peaceful in meditation, hopefully, maybe, who knows. Sometimes you do anyway. And then afterwards all these questions. So much noise, all these questions. So if you feel afterwards you're so peaceful and so happy, and you don't want to be here for the questions, then you feel free to leave. You feel free to leave at any time, by the way. I'm not keeping you here. But... about meditation. There's many things you could say about meditation. There's also many ways that you could meditate. Earlier today, me and Venerable Kalama here had a very brief chat about different teachers in Buddhism, different monks, different other teachers, lay teachers and so forth. And they sometimes teach different ways of meditation. One person teaches this and the other person teaches that. And we agreed that most of the things go to the same direction. And most of these ways of meditating, if you have some experience in these methods, you can see how they function together and how they all lead to the same endpoint, as it were. So there you will find in the world many ways to meditate. And in the Theravada tradition there's this classical text called the Visuddhimagga, which means the path to purification. It's like a commentarial text, and it says there's 14 ways of meditation, 40. But that's even just a summary. There's many more ways that you could meditate. And I'm not going to teach you all 40 here today. I have usually been teaching meditation very similar to my main meditation teacher, Ajahn Brahm. I wouldn't say he's my only teacher, but he is my main teacher. And the reason that I teach very similar to him is not because I am just this student and I think I'm supposed to teach the same thing. The reason is that I find that it works. And it is actually very helpful, the way Ajahn Brahm teaches and the way I've been taught to meditate. It works for me, and therefore I teach in very similar ways because I think it'll work for other people as well. And the main idea here is, and this actually comes directly from the Buddha, is to let go. Let go of things. If you want to find what the Buddha called samadhi, there's different ways to translate that word, but that is the deep states of mind where the mind becomes really still and centered. If you want to find these states, the Buddha says, make letting go your means, your foundation. The Pali is vosagga ramana. It means making letting go your basis. That's a very brief line in the discourses of the Buddha, and it occurs a couple times, and it is such a simple instruction. And the Buddha doesn't say much more than that in that text, that he says, by making letting go your foundation, you can attain samadhi, or you will attain samadhi. Letting go, what does it mean? It means to be content with whatever is here and now. If you are not happy here and now, you strive in your meditation, and you want to get something. The peace is always over there, somewhere else. The peace is never where you are. That if you have that feeling, then you're going to strive, and you can't let go because you're going after something. But if you're happy just to be here, with whatever happens, then there's nothing to do. Hey, nowhere to go. And you can just be here, contented. And that's a very simple teaching, and there's really almost not much more to say about it. But if you put it into practice, it goes so deep. And you can really spend lots of your meditation time, lots of your life practicing that, to just be happy, to be where you are. Why do you need to be somewhere else? I understand you get into meditation probably because you want to change something about your mind. Maybe it's too restless, or that's how I got into meditation anyway. I couldn't sleep as a teenager, and I heard that meditation, you still your mind, because I was thinking so much I couldn't sleep. I thought maybe meditation will work, so I had a certain goal to still the thoughts. And you also might have certain goals in meditation, but the way to reach those goals is by being happy where you already are. It's paradoxical. This is something you have to get your head around. Like if you want to find peace, you have to stop wanting the peace, and then it comes to you. You can probably see intellectually already how that makes sense. If you don't crave, desire to be somewhere else than here and now, if you're just happy here and now, then what is there to do? What is there to think about? What is there to plan? Yeah, there's nowhere you need to go. And that makes the mind still. It's not, you can't force the mind into stillness. You can do to a certain extent, but it never becomes completely still. Now, many of you will have seen this simile of the glass of water. Is there anybody who has not seen the simile of the glass of water? Everybody has seen it. Well, I'm going to repeat it anyway, even if you've seen it already, because it's a very good simile. But I can do it very quickly then. So the water in this glass is moving, you can see. Now, there's two ways I can try to make the water still. The first way is by desiring it to be still, holding it still. It does become more still, the water is moving less, but it's never completely still, because I just can't hold it still like this forever. And at some point I will get tired and I'll start moving even more. If I want the water to be still, you all know, because you've heard this before, you have to put the water down. Let the glass go. Now it still moves a little bit because I just put it down, but now I see it moving less and less and less. And now it's completely still. That is how you let go of your mind, let go of your desires. And then you put your mind down, then it becomes still by itself. And I say this, you're all, yeah, Sunyo, yeah, we know. But how you might meditate is it still yet? You pick up the glass all the time, you pick up your mind all the time, or try and force it somehow. It isn't working. These stupid instructions by Ajahn Brahm and Sunyo, they're not working. But these are the instructions of the Buddha. And actually the simile of the glass It's very similar simile in the suttas as well. The Buddha talks about a bowl of water where the water is moving. It stands for restlessness. So that also comes from the Buddha. Letting go, making that your foundation. You can find this samadhi, this coming together and stilling of the mind. And maybe you don't find complete peace, but trust in the process, trust in the letting go, and the mind will become still. And you really have to somehow convince yourself that this moment is good enough. I don't even want that samadhi or that stillness. I don't need that. If you have that attitude, and be happy with your restless mind, then it becomes less restless. If you're not happy with your restless mind, you get angry with it, get upset with it, you crave the peace. It's just more restlessness. It's adding problems onto problems. And then your meditation might be a little bit peaceful, but never really peaceful. What is so bad about the present moment? Can we just be happy to be here? Whatever happens in this meditation that we'll do in a moment, it's good enough. Sometimes I sit down in meditation and I sort of tell myself in a way that just sitting down, I've already succeeded. There's nothing I need to do, and nothing I need to reach. I can have a restless mind. I'm happy with a restless mind, why not? Happy with an aching body, good enough. It's going to be much more suffering, my body, when I grow older, if I reach older, so if I get older. So this little bit of pain that I have, maybe in the meditation later, I can deal with that. It's good enough. And that is the attitude that brings peace. Being here, happy. Or even if you're not happy, then you're just content to be not happy. You be content to not be content. And then you become content. Yeah? It's a simple teaching, but this is very beautiful, very something you can always rely upon. So I suggest that we put that into practice. Meditate together for 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. And I will do some guidance for 15, 20 minutes or whatever. And then at some point I'll stop talking and I'll guide you out of the meditation near the end. We'll see how it goes. That's the plan anyway. Okay. Dear friends, to start this 45 minutes together, just sitting here, doing nothing, nowhere to go. To start that, please listen to the sound of the bell, which I will ring 3 times. when we sit down for meditation, it's often natural to have this inclination that we need to do something, need to get rid of something or achieve something. But for this 45-minute sit, can you somehow convince yourself that there is nothing we need to do or get rid of, nothing we need to achieve? And the way we are now, the way you are now, it's good enough for you. Maybe you'll find some peace, maybe not, it doesn't matter. Maybe at the end of the meditation you feel exactly like you are now. Nothing changed. Or maybe you feel worse. Imagine. Can you then still be happy? Be content with whatever your body and mind present to you today. This way we set the stage for this sit. And I say this sit because even the word meditation for many people triggers the idea that we need to do something. I am meditating. But meditating, if you're letting go, is just being here. It's not a doing. So don't even think, I am meditating. Really convince yourself that this moment is good enough. No aims, no goals. You can attain peace another time, whenever. This meditation session, we don't aim for anything. Somehow convince yourself, if you can, that you just, these 45 minutes, you just don't have any plans or desires for. It's like you're frozen in time. When later I ring the bell, time starts again, and nothing really happened in between. You didn't do anything, didn't want anything, didn't try to get rid of anything. And once you set the stage in this way, Just adjust your posture if necessary. Just to sit a bit more comfortably. Not out of desire to have a comfortable body, but just out of wisdom. Not out of ill will towards the pain. Just out of common sense. Yeah, painful body is okay, but we have an opportunity to make it a little bit more comfortable by moving around, then why not? I'm doing that myself as well. Once you start focusing on the body, it can be easy to get ill will, aversion towards the painful parts of your body, which is a kind of a craving to get rid of the pain. But can you just be okay with that discomfort? That's okay. We won't die because of it. It's just a feeling. If you can make changes or relaxation to your body to reduce the stress and discomfort, then please do so. But not out of ill will or desire. Because that never really works. Not in the long term anyway. Instead, do so out of kindness towards yourself. Relax your body out of kindness, compassion. It's not even that you relax the body, it's more so that you let the body relax all by itself. If it wants to, you just give it the opportunity. Certain thoughts will come into your mind, sounds and maybe sights as well, whatever. This is all okay. That's what I mean by sounds. It's all okay. We don't have ill will towards people leaving their mobile phone on. It's already in the past now. Also the thoughts in the mind, as they happen, they are in the present moment, here and now. Can't change them anymore, so why get annoyed with what already is here, which you can't change anyway? Enjoy just being here, whatever happens. Enjoy that you have the opportunity to either come here or listen online. There's not many people in the world who have such opportunities or recognize the importance of peace, stillness. So just by sitting down, you already did all the work you need to do. Now it's just a matter of putting the glass down, letting go, and you step back from your experience. Don't get involved. Don't pick up the glass, trying to make the water of the mind still. Just let it still by itself, if it is the right time for it. If not, also fine. The Buddha said about the mind, it's not me, not mine, not a self. It's not yours. So why you get so involved with it? It's because you don't see correctly. But maybe with some faith, you can realize that this is the truth. And you can step back from the mind and the body as well. It's almost like it's the mind and body of somebody else. If you do find some peace and contentment through these methods, these reflections, and just let that peace and contentment come to you. Don't take it for granted. If you recognize the peace, then you learn what direction meditation is supposed to be going in. Letting the mind find its own way. We don't need to force the mind onto a meditation object. An object might come to the mind automatically, or the mind might move a little bit from sounds to the breath, to the body, to the contentment. That's okay. We don't interfere. This is the mind, like the glass of water, the last bit of it becoming still. It's important to not pick up the glass again. If you force the mind onto an object, it's like trying to hold the glass of water still. Never becomes completely still that way. I will now be quiet for about half an hour. See if you can find some enjoyment being here. No goals, no expectations, and settle down in the contentment if it does come to you. Dear friends, please take a moment and see how you feel now. Just check in with your mind. Did the water inside your mind, figuratively, did that become a bit more still? For some of you, that might be the case. For others, maybe it did become still at some point, but you picked up the glass again. Now it's a bit restless again. Maybe for others, it's been restless all along. Doesn't matter which of these applies to you. Because we decided beforehand we're gonna be happy with whatever happens in this meditation. So can you live up to that promise? Can you now be happy? Regardless of how you feel. Maybe you didn't achieve any great samadhi or insight, but this is good enough. You're very easy to satisfy, very low demand person. Other people might have those samadhis and insight, but you're already happy without those things. So why crave for them? Or why get upset if they don't happen? If you're already happy with who you are right now, as imperfect as you are, but imperfect in a perfect way, can be perfectly content with imperfection. Please take a few moments to see if you can find some peace again in your mind, if you lost it along the way or only had very little or none at all. Because it's always helpful to end meditation on a positive place. And the mind is at least content. You just be content that you did spend this time to just be here. Follow the Buddha's instructions. It's a long path to enlightenment and peace. And we did travel part of that path today. Being a bit closer to complete letting go through this practice. Even if just a little tiny bit closer, it's still good job. Thank you all for meditating with me. I will now ring the bell again. At the end of the third ring, you can come out of your meditation. Very, very excellent. If during this meditation you think, I got nothing, no peace, no happiness, no insight, very, very excellent. I told you before, it's letting go. It's not about getting anything. The Buddhist path is very strange. Yeah, we're not going anywhere. We're not getting anything. We're letting go of things. And the more you let go, the more peace you get. If you let go a little bit, you get a little bit of peace. If you let go a lot, you get a lot of peace. And if you let go completely, you get complete peace. And in the end, the most complete peace is when you let go of yourself as well. All these desires and ill will comes from a sense of self. If you can let that go, then you disappear. And you get nothing at all. And that is the best. Excellent. So, if you realize that, if you believe me, or maybe you have some insight into that, maybe you believe the Buddha, you know that in the end, you get nothing at all anyway. So why strive so hard in meditation to get something? To get these lights in meditation, to get this peace, to get these jhanas. Why? You have to let them go anyway one day. So, no need for craving and desire. That is actually the way to Nibbana. And that is the way to Samadhi. It happens when you don't want it. Actually, when it does happen, then you're like, I didn't want that, I wanted something else. Because the Buddha said about the jhanas, whatever you think it is, it's gonna be different from what you think it is. So that's another reason to not strive and crave. Yeah, I know Ajahn Brahma often praises these jhanas, like, so peace better than sex, or whatever he says, happiness better than sex, or whatever, better than heroin, he said one day. He was told that by somebody who used heroin. Ajahn Brahma didn't do it himself. But you don't know what it's like, so no need to crave. Because it will be very, very different from what you think. Because you will not be there when the peace happens. But those are some more deeper ideas for another time. I hope you found at least a little bit of peace today. If not, excellent. You didn't strive, didn't want anything. So now, if you are still very, very restless, you can ask a question. No, even if you're peaceful, you can also ask questions. So, does anybody here have anything to ask? Any comments? Any critiques? If not, then that I take that as a good sign, because when you're peaceful, many questions disappear, because you found the answer. The answer is not some intellectual thing that I say. By the way, if you feel like leaving now, then please do so. I won't judge you for it. Answers don't come from the intellect. Answers come from peace and stillness. And it seems like even online, most people have realized that, because I have very, very little questions here, which I'm very happy with as well. And this is a question from Germany. Venerable Sunyo, please define mind. When I meditate, how do I feel what my mind is? How do I keep peace in my mind when I lose the stillness? How can I support my mind to keep calm? Oh, actually, I said I have very few questions, but this is 4 questions from the same person. So, please define the mind. So in Buddhism, we talk about not 5 senses, but 6 senses. So with the eyes, you see things in the world out there. With the sense of hearing, your ears, you hear things. You get your body, your sense of taste, your sense of smell. And your mind, you know things in the mental realm. The thoughts, the emotions, the peace, the happiness, the sadness, the anger, the kindness. All these things are largely mental things. And whatever knows those things is what we call the mind. The mind is not a thing as such, it's just a process of things arising in that mental realm. Yeah, it's like the knowing in a way, the process of knowing. And we use the word mind for that. But it's not something you define, the mind. It's more like the mind is just a word that we use to refer to that ever-changing process inside of us. When I meditate, how do I feel what my mind is? So yeah, it's a good question actually. I talk about the mind, but as I said, there is no such thing as the mind. It's always changing. It's just like there's no such thing as the wind, right? The wind is the concept we use to refer to moving air. And sometimes the air is moving, and then sometimes the air is not moving. And we talk about the wind as if that is a solid thing that's always there, but it's not always there. We just use the word wind to refer to moving air. And so we use the word mind to refer to these processes that go on inside. Sometimes just like the wind can stop, the mind can also completely stop. And then you realize that it is no solid entity. How do I keep peace in my mind when I lose the stillness? Losing stillness. I'm so happy to lose stillness. I'm content to be restless. I had that stillness before, that's good enough. Now I move on into restlessness again, and I'm happy to be restless. And you don't hold on to that stillness that you had before, like, oh no, don't leave me, stillness, what am I doing wrong now? That this stillness is leaving me. Must be stupid, doing something wrong. No, if you really react like that, you make it worse. Instead, react like this. You forget about that stillness, that's in the past now. Now you are here, oh, there's no stillness, but I'm still happy. I'm just happy to be here, content with whatever happens. You smile even towards your own mind. And then what happens? It's like putting the water down, right? You're not interfering with the water. And then you might find that stillness again. Or maybe not, right? Don't have any goals. Don't think, now I know how to meditate. If I just let go, I find stillness. Yeah? And then, I'm letting go, can't do it. Just that's striving. It doesn't work that way. Just don't set any goals like that. How can I support my mind to keep calm? It's the last question from this person. Da 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 baby, da 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 da. Yeah. Oh look, somebody is da 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 babying a teddy bear there. Be kind to your mind. So your mind is like a little baby, like a teddy bear, and you're just, my mind is good enough. I think some stupid things, but that's good enough. It's just like a baby, they cry sometimes. It's nature of babies to cry. Yeah? Nature of bears to growl sometimes. Well, maybe not of teddy bears, but it's the nature of the mind. If you're not enlightened, then sometimes, you think stupid thoughts. Yeah, you think this and that, you get angry, you get upset a little bit, that's okay. Yeah, it's just the mind, it's the nature of things. Why fight nature? That's stupid. Don't fight nature. You never win fighting nature. So instead you're just kind to it. And it's like a baby, a crying baby, how do you make them calm? You don't try and force them into their crib or whatever, in their bed. Yeah, that's still, baby, don't cry. Stupid baby, you shouldn't cry. Still now, still. Nobody does that if they're a good parent. If you're a wise parent, you're like, da baby, you know. And then the baby becomes calm. Usually, not always. But if you go, still now, baby, then he never becomes calm. That's for sure. So that's how you can support your mind to keep calm. Be kind. Be patient. Be content. There are no desires. That's the end of the path, is to have no desires at all. Yeah, the Buddha didn't have any desires, no craving to be like this and that. If the Buddha would be super restless, super ill will, he would be happy with that. Well, that's not how it works, because you're already content and happy, so then you don't become restless and don't have ill will. But enlightened people are equanimous with whatever their mind brings up. They don't have any desires to have it be this or that, because they see it's like something separate from themselves in a sense. So, I hope that helps. I hope you've learned something new, and at least you know that you've put a few steps on the path towards enlightenment. And that is always a wonderful thing. So thank you for your attention, people here, people online, and have a nice day. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. All right, we can end by paying respects to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha for those who feel so inclined. Arahang Sama Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantam Abhivademi. Swagato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami. Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaga Sangho Sangham Namami.